Hi, good morning, everyone, ladies. All you ladies out here who are going through big changes. We are joined with Kirabai. We are talking about changes, aren't we, Kirabai? And how
Yes,
us
we
women
are.
go through so much, don't we?
Yes. Um, Good morning to all of you here, and thank you once again, Tasha, for giving me this platform to share about the transitions, the changes women go through. Wow, don't we all take a lot of beating?
We do. And like at this age of mine, and I'm not going to give it away of how old I am, it just comes from nowhere, doesn't it? It's like you're going on all right, and then something just happens to your body as women, and it's just so hard to process. So I thought I'd just allow you to come up here and just talk about it. What is going on, Kiraba? Why are we going through this? Help.
Yeah. So whenever we're going to focus today our talk, our discussion, our is on menopause. And menopause comes like a thief in the night, I would say. As you said, suddenly it hits us. It hits us so bad that we're taken by surprise. But this is what I always say. Menopause is not a death sentence, but it is a resurrection of life to another level of freedom.
Oh, I like that, Kira. I've
We,
never looked at it like that.
so it's part of God's creation, the way God has made women, and it has given women, we start off as babies, we become teenagers, and then we become nurturers, and then we become wives, we become so many things. And menopause is basically God giving us a pause.
I've never looked at it like that, Kira, and that's just a little bit more freeing of what you have to experience. But it is a resurrection. It's a new phase of your life, isn't it? You know, kids have grown up, they've
Exactly.
left home. So that's about change, isn't it? It's about
Yes.
changing. Everything's sort of evolving and changing.
Yeah. And it's time for us as women to indulge in self care. All our lives, we take care of someone else, family, our parents, we take care of our work. It's all about go, 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 go. And it's now time for you and I, Tasha, to take a pause in our lives and say, hey, it's time I want to take care of this God given body and
Mm.
to really work on ourselves and say, hey, I'm a confident woman. Actually, a lot of women talking about menopause. Let me share a secret. It starts when you are nearly 45, it creeps like a thief in the night. And sometimes it doesn't stop till some say 50, but it can go on till 70.
Wow. Wow.
So, but as you grow a lot older, mature, you would learn to see the differences, and you every phase of your age you handle it differently. So scientifically they say all ends at 70. Well, I'm looking forward to my 70.
So it ends at 70, and that's when it will
Yeah,
stop.
yeah, but but by saying that, you cannot put a blanket, because because we are such unique beings. Each of us go through this phase in our life differently. So the secret is, they say, look at how your mom went through menopause.
Mm.
She is the forerunner to what you go through.
Wow. Wow.
So,
But I'm just going to go back to a bit of like transitioning, and because I think some people of my age group are sort of struggling when your kids get older. It's like you go through a grieving process. So you're going through that when your kids got older, and then this hits your body. It's like hard to process it because you're trying to sort of navigate what do you do next when your kids are grown up, and then you're battered with this changes in your body. So you've got two sort of sets of changes. Do you understand? Sort of how do you sort of process through that?
okay, let's bring you back to your kids being, because this is two prong question you're asking me.
Mhm.
Okay, I basically don't have kids, so I don't. I mean, being honest with you, that leaving the nest syndrome doesn't affect me, but I can bring the same reflection to. I was going through perimenopause when I left my homeland, Malaysia, and moved to a new country, that's the UK, and got married. So I'm talking about when I was 47, and that's the age 45, 47, 40, 50, where kids basically leave the nest and find their own life and all. I know you might feel that they don't need you anymore because of the codependency. Let's say you take it as a rejection, and then you have this rejection that happens in your body. Everything is not falling in sync, so it plays in your mind. It keeps playing in your mind. It's children are not rejecting you, and your body is not rejecting you. So rejection is very negative, powerful um, attitude, and negative. It's negative, and it is very demeaning. Rejection. It's either you want to accept it as face value or reject it because you can reject it. It is the power of your tongue. Power of your tongue in your life and death is in your power of your tongue. So your children they love you, but it's time to let go.
That's the hardest process. I'm to the end of that now, learning to sort of release them and just let go.
Yeah.
So yes, it's learning. I think when you let them go, you get more peace with that, and then you can start seeing the things a little bit clearer of what God has for you next or what He wants you to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So letting go is very, very important. And letting go of that stage in your life, and knowing that, when we were menstruating, we say, oh, why did you come every month? all the all the things that it brings, the mood swings, the cramps, and the way you feel bloated and all these things. Then you think, did I ever go through this every month? And then when period stops, I wish I had my period. You want it to come back. But you know what? Always think of the mindset. You are in a different space altogether.
Oh, Kira, that is just so freeing, and it just brings that liberation. Like you're in a different space altogether. You're in a different place. That's so freeing. That is so freeing, and it's having the understanding of your body where you are. Saying, yeah, we are in a different space, and you have to go through the process. You've got to go through this transition of changes in yourself. That's so freeing.
Yes. So I always think, I know, I'm not, when I speak about this is as a menopause wellness coach. I retrained myself wanting to understand uh, my own body. And when I started acceptance, acceptance is key. The body, it became more in aligned with my current situation. It's this body, this flesh, every atom, every pores of this body actually listens to your voice, and that's God's creation. And talking to your body and saying, I'm going through a transition. Be patient with me. I'm still finding my way. This is positive confession. And it's the same with your children, acceptance and letting go.
Kirabai, well, you've just freed me in what you've just said and looking at it in another way. And like you said, the power of the tongue of what you speak forth. And it's a lot to do. Yeah, you're right. It's all to do with acceptance of where you are. This is what's going on. And just sitting in it and standing in it and just being in it. And that will just give you so much peace instead of going through the turmoil of what's going on. Why am I feeling this? Oh, acceptance.
Yeah.
Love that.
Acceptance is key. It's very, very key.
Mm,
And
mm,
when you have that mindset and then you work through it, Tasha, we are women, there's so much within us that we still needs to tap out, to bring forth. And when we bring forth in the positivity and confidence, we are also touching our own lives and we are touching another woman's life. I believe
mm,
as we speak, the power of our words, the sound of our voices, what we are speaking today, it's going to have a positive impact on our bodies.
mm.
And as women listen out there, we're going to empower a lots of women. And it's a subject that many broach very clinically, but I am broaching the subject with a mindset that God's creation, you cannot run away from it. You got to work together with God in this and not work against it.
Mm. I just don't to say, Karen, you've left me sort of speechless on that because, yeah, and it's a sort of thing, I'm going to be honest, it's not a thing I have taken to God about, oh, Lord, look, I'm going through this change in my menopause. You just, but it's going to the Lord about it and say, Lord, this is changing what's going on. Just help me process, just give me peace over this. And yeah, that's something that I will do because it is a hard thing. It's physically and mentally challenging to a lot of people. And you're right, they bring the clinical aspect of it. Like, these are the symptoms, this is that, go in HRT. But I think you're right, it's more mental and emotional. And I love how you're saying that women are storers. And we do, as women, store a lot of things in us. And there's a
Mm-hmm,
lot of rotten stuff that needs to be pulled out of us that God
mm-hmm,
wants to deal with.
mm-hmm.
Um, so we have all that sort of going on within us. So yeah, you're right. It is right in what you're saying.
And I would like to categorize it or break it down in these three different stages as I see it is because I call myself a holistic transformational coach, aligning the body. This is what we are doing. We are aligning our body to a next stage. Our mind, self leadership, we got to talk the talk in our minds because our minds keep telling, oh, your body is not in alignment. So we got to get that part of our body into alignment with our self talk and the spirit because of what we are going through all the symptomatics that we feel. Our spirit is affected. We get depressed, we get mood swings, there is such a decline in our cognitive movements, and there's a decline overall. There is such a decline, so we have to bring all these things into a holistic measure. They all have to be in harmony to be Tasha, which we have to, who have to be Kiruba, Elizabeth, Maggie, whoever it is. All this has to come in alignment. Once it comes in alignment, we are free to fly.
Wow, free to fly. And you're right, it has to come into alignment so we
Mhm.
can fly. This is just so powerful and so enriching, and it'll help so many women. It's helping me sort of analyze it and think, speaking forth words over it. So it sort of unpicks it, because it's freeing. This is really freeing. It's giving me a new understanding of what's going on
Yeah.
in our
So
body.
yeah, our body, because acceptance, when we accept, there is the rejection goes away, because in the natural there is a rejection going on. But we are women of purpose. We are women who have, God has got a purpose this season for us. We are women of intentions. We have intentionally, we are addressing this, because you can always say the enemy can use it against us. And in a lot of ways, it does.
Mhm,
And we have to
mhm.
rise up above that and say, God, you are my creator. I always think of Sarah. 90 years she gave birth to a baby. and one of the things with menopause is your periods stop. And she looked so beautiful. The king said, who is this? And Abraham said, she's my sister. She must have been so beautiful. Another area is our skin
Mm.
gets so affected.
I
Our
did see a
body gets,
wrinkle.
our body gets affected. For me, one of my biggest challenges is weight.
Mm,
So when you have weight put on, you around your midriff, in the physical it's happening, but what are you going to do in the spirit, and what is the action that we need to take?
yeah, yeah.
So everything, God has got a plan for us.
Mm. And he wants us well and healthy, physically, spiritually, mentally, to do the assignment that he's called us to do.
Exactly. And you and
Yeah.
you and I have an assignment, and I nobody is going to take that assignment out from my hands.
Oh.
No
Mm.
negativity, no person is going to put me down. And I'm a person, I always talk about my age, because you know what? I want to give hope to other people out there. I'm 63 and I'm going on to be 64 in November.
You look good, Karabai.
Amen. And that is the
Amen.
Lord.
Amen.
And until he returns, I got to run this race.
We've got to run it
We all
well.
have to run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have
All
to run
got to
it
run
well.
the
We have to
race.
finish. Yes, we have to finish well. And I'm going to speak to women out there who are listening. Whoever you may be, we have to finish well. And the only accolade that the Lord can give us is good and faithful servant.
Amen. And that's what I want to hear. Don't you want to hear that, Karabai? Well done, my
Yes,
good and faithful servant.
that's
And
right.
it's in every aspect, in how you looked after yourself, in how you witnessed, in how you carried yourself. It's in everything, isn't it? How you're obedient and
Yes.
faithful. And it's in all areas of your life. I think menopause and what we're talking about is so vast in itself, because it's a sort of individual thing of everyone's, because it's not the same thing, is it, for everybody?
No, no.
And that's the thing. It's just getting the right plan. So what do you do, Kirabai? Do you sort of help women who come to you about menopause? Am I right? Do you do something like that?
Yes, I do. Um, to tell you the truth is, my attention, I concentrate on women in Asia, because in these parts of the world there's a lot of information, there's a lot of support groups, and there is, the doctors, they are very, very aware. If your GP is not aware of it, they refer you to a gynecologist. There is space for support. But my heart goes out to the women in Malaysia. There is awareness, but yet it is lacking on the minority Indians, and the because Malaysia comes from different ethnicity, so there is a lot of lack of information. So my concentration, I tend to want to speak to women in Asia. But you know what? If anybody comes to me and says, "Hey, can you help me?" I'm always willing to help and coach them according to their needs and wants. You can go to the doctors, they'll probably subscribe you HRT, or they will refer you to a gynae. Um, this is my personal preference. I am not on HRT. I believe everything natural and holistic. For some, it might not work. For some, it will work. But that's what, to find out, the bottom line is what works for you.
What works for you?
Yeah.
Definitely. And there's some things before we spoke about, wasn't it, about what you eat, certain foods that we're putting in our bodies that triggers, like, I mean, you were saying caffeine. A lot of people love coffee. Sugar. A lot of us ladies, we like our chocolates and sweets and all this. Crisps. And it's like, oh, you can't take these from me, but it will make your body better. And I'm fanatic on chocolate and crisps. So it's removing all of these things out of your diet and putting something healthy into it, because I think your body's reacting to it because of the change. Is that right? Something to do with the changes in your body
Yeah.
that is having a
Because
reaction.
yeah, the hormones drop, you see. So I, I would suggest for those who are those who see changes and struggling, you know something is happening, but you do not know what is happening. So book an appointment, speak to your GP, do a blood test, and specifically ask for hormonal counts. So you will know all your different hormones, the estrogen, the progesterone, the all their list of it. There's a list of it. Sometimes I can't remember, but uh, hormones drop. Estrogen especially, it drops. It starts rapidly dropping. So you would know where roughly where your hormones are. I always say this because through good eating the right food, you can bring a balance to your hormones. Eating the right nuts, vegetables, and some might say you're talking rubbish, but I believe food is medicine and medicine is food.
Love that, Kira. Food is medicine, and it is medicine is food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's it's not that you have to keep away from crisp or keep away from chocolates. Chocolates are good. Dark chocolates are really good.
dark
It
chocolate is good. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
say that.
another thing is you would crave for salty food and sweet. It's one of those symptoms, you will know. What is this unusual craving for crisp?
I do have the crave for crisps. That is my thing.
And
Crisps.
you would see that craving comes during your cycle. If you had regular cycles, every 28 days or 24 days or 20 days, you'll have this craving. Some have it sweet, some have it salty
Savory.
cravings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So savory, I used to crave for cheese. Probably
Oh dear.
salt, excuse me. And so when your cravings are there, you know, and when you're 45, your cravings are still there, you're craving more and more and more. That's your body saying, hey, you got to help me, man. So awareness is key. Learn to get in touch with your body.
Connect with your body.
Yes, connect. Because
Connect.
we treat this body with so much of disrespect.
True. Yeah, we do.
Mindfulness. Yeah, mindfulness. You have to be very mindful. Read. There's so much of literature availability. in this nation. And something, we Asian minority and also black minority are people who actually, we because we are so family orientated, it's just all about others, 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 others. We neglect. I'm not saying the other races don't neglect, but this is statistically it shows, Tasha.
Are you saying like culturally? Culturally? Is that you're saying, yeah, our
Culturally,
cultures,
yeah,
yes, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Our cultures are quite similar.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, they
So
are.
yeah, our cultures are similar. So getting in touch with your body is important, and also being completely aware of the changes that is going through. Take a book, journal it. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? That's why the blood test is very, very important.
Get your blood test, ladies
Yeah.
who are experiencing sweats, mood swings, irregular periods, aren't they, as well?
Yes,
And
that's
things like
right.
that to see where you
And
are. Yeah.
mm, and it could be your blood sugars going haywire, your blood pressure going haywire. These are subtle signs. Suddenly you will see, why am my blood sugars are all over the place?
I was getting
Because,
dizzy spells, like feeling dizzy, like
yeah,
sort of having dizzy spells. Yeah.
all the time.
Um, not all the time. Irregular. It was sort of like coming and going. This was
Okay.
about 2 months ago.
Okay. It's one of those things. You
Yeah.
lose your balance, you start putting on weight. Dizziness could also mean your vitamin D's are low.
Okay. All right. I'll have to get this checked out.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the first point of contact is to do your blood test. So according to the blood test, you will know what your minerals are low. So you would see your vitamin D low, your thyroid functions might be low, your vitamin your B's might be low. Don't forget, this body is for 45 years, it's going low.
Thank you very much, Kira.
But you know what? There is always a way of escape.
Yeah.
Pro- Proper exercise, eating properly. We always look for quick fix. Cooking at home and eating healthy food is so important.
So it's a big change of diet, lifestyle, if you want to have sort of like a relief from it. Because it's not going to go away, but it'll be a little bit more easy for you.
No, it will definitely get easier.
It'll get easier.
Yeah. And taking the right supplements is very
Mm,
important. Yeah.
yeah.
But for me is um I my husband is European. So when I got married and I came here, started eating a lot of processed food. It affected me a lot. And in this nation, people love eating processed
A
food.
lot of process.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It's a
process.
big, big no.
So cooking from scratch.
Yeah. It doesn't take, it just takes a slightly more um
Time.
effort, time and effort. But you know what? If you're a working person, if I rather not compromise on my food and my body than to buy a packet of um, something that's processed. Let's say buying something from Maxi, those pre-packed meals, or Asda or Waitrose. I rather cook something simple. Just boil some eggs and put some spinach together and make a salad. It's so much easier.
That sounds nice, Kira. I think I'll do that today.
So no, because
Yeah.
processed food has artificial coloring and all that triggers. It's all triggers.
So it's
Trigger
knowing
your
the
hormone.
triggers, all the
Yes.
trigger foods that's going to trigger all these imbalances going on in our body. And
Yeah.
I've spoken to mine, it was coffee. Coffee, I think, is my trigger. That triggers it.
Mm. Some
Definitely.
can't take milk. But you know what? We can go on and
Mm.
on about the food list, but the bottom line is keep the food as natural as possible. Add nuts to your meals. Add lots of water. Drink lots of
Mm.
water, not soda, not Coke, not soda. Drink lots of water, and for some people, taking good proteins is good, lentils and stuff like that. But all that is it's not very palatable, but you can make it palatable. For those young mothers out there, start eating healthy, teach your children, make healthy meals. And if you don't have the time, cook in bulk.
And freezer it. Best way. Best way.
Cook in bulk and freeze.
It's the best way.
Yeah, eat a variety of vegetables, salads. If you start feeding your youngsters in the home vegetables, they will grow up more healthier.
And they'll eat it. They will eat it more. Kirabai, we could go on and on and on about this subject. And I'm going to have you back up here again talking about women's wellness, because you are full of so much wisdom and information about looking after ourselves as a woman. But we're going to have to cut this, and I'm going to bring you back on again on TalksTasha to keep hammering on of how we can look after ourselves, because I've taken a lot from this and things are going to be changing in my life. So ladies, I hope you've got so much information about this and apply this to what Kirabai is saying about changing our diets and our lifestyles and sort of being intentional about it, because I can't suffer with this body change thing, because something needs to change. So I'm going to have to just go out and be intentional and do it. And people who are watching, probably who know me, are going to be like, you can't have that, Tash, you said that. So they're going to hold me to this, okay? So I'm going to start applying and changing. So Kirabai, thank you so much for coming on TalksTasha. Is there anything else you would love to address these beautiful ladies? Ending with
Well,
anything?
I would like to quote something Oprah said. So many women she has talked to see menopause as an ending, but it is to discern the times and the seasons that you are in, and it's a good season for those who are enjoying their pre-menopause and post-menopause and menopause. I'm using the word enjoy. It's time to pause on the later and look forward to the new things in life.
That's given me so much hope. I'm hanging on to that. I'm hanging on to that. That is a new hope. Love that, Kirabai. Thank you so much for coming on Talks, Tasha. And ladies, it's a new hope and a new season. Thank you so much. God bless you, Kirabai. Guys,
God
I'll see
bless
you
you.
later.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. Bye.